Shalom, my name is Yehoshua Yaakov. Let's just check the volume here. See if we're online. Nope, gotta turn it up. Okay, here we go. Shalom, I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem. I hope the volume is sufficient. I'm always getting lots of emails that the volume is not up, so let's hope it is. Okay, first, this video is in response to Barack Obama's speech in Marion, Indiana. Shalom to Marion, Indiana, to Grant County, to the state of Indiana, to Governor Sabelis, fantastic governor. I listened with great interest that here are generations, the father is building the plant and the son is disassembling it to ship it overseas. The transition of the economy. Okay, let me introduce myself again so that you will understand what I'm here to say. First, I want to congratulate Barack Obama on his tremendous campaign, his tremendous ethics and morality, and we bless him for success, and we bless Marion and Grant County in Indiana. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov, and I'm the author of the trilogy Humanomics, about 2,500 pages, 3 volumes, a couple hundred graphics. It'll probably be mostly only read in the universities and taught, but let me tell you what it is. Humanomics is the post East-West convergence model. Folks, there's been a big change in the world, and it's driving everything else, and it's really not well understood. I will say it for what it is. It's the end of the exile of man and mankind. Now, that's a religious term, but I'm going to use a physics analogy. A term from physics. It's called the collapse of the local reality. It began in 1991, the collapse of the Soviet Union. What was its local reality? Communism. Some 15, 16 new countries emerged to freedom. A year later in Yugoslavia, communism collapsed there. That was its local reality. Another 7 countries emerged from the Balkan states. Happened in Israel in 1995 with the murder of Rabin. In 2003, the despot in Iraq, the local reality of the Ba'athist regime collapsed. It happened in Lebanon. It's happened in 5 or 6 other countries. It's happening around the world. So what is it? The local reality is a model, an anthropologic, sociologic, psychologic model of man's mind, which is simple. It's called giving to receive. I give, I get. That's behavioral man. And that's the construct of man's mind and behavior that constituted his exile, and the creator of the cosmos collapsed that local reality. It has ended, it's finished, it's irreversible. It will not be coming back, folks. Now, what does this have to do with the economy and jobs? Everything. Everything, my blessed friends, and I will quickly move on. The end of man and man's exile brings into existence the East-West convergence model. Capitalism and its greed is also imploding of its own deficiencies and defects. The experiment of democracy, the abuses, the gridlock, the lobbyists, all of these things are completely legal in a democracy, but the net result is that the gross domestic product that moved from 8.5, 9 trillion up to 14 trillion saw a dramatic increase in the percentage of the pie going to institutions and the wealthy and nominee names in Wall Street, and the share to the workers on Main Street and the wage earners declining dramatically as a percentage of pie, and the overall incomes staying absolutely static while the dollar was declining and inflation. So it was a pretty much a lose-lose situation. That injustice is about to be remedied, and here's how, folks. As the author of the new Humanomics East-West Convergence model, it has 2 paradigms. It has the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the authentic you, to give the real you, the authentic you, to your wife, husband, children, family, spouse, community, nation. And the other paradigm, the first is receiving to give, cognitive behavioral science. The second is the new economic paradigm, and what is that? That's the integration of labor. And it replaces the old industrial model of the division of labor. Problem. America doesn't know anything about this. Has to be retooled, re-educated, and retrained. Here was Bernie Smith saying, he went back and started to learn. We're all going to go back to school and learn, and we're going to learn everything, aleph to tav. We're going to learn science and technology within limitations, computer science, development, nanotechnology, genetics, and we're all going to get through all of this. But to do that, we're going to have a president by the name of Barack Obama who's going to make a new national national development policy for Americans, and that will be based upon the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor that replaces the old industrial model, the division of labor. And it will be implemented through world-class global technologic infrastructure requiring a $4 to $5 trillion investment to retool and retrain and re-educate the entire U.S. workforce. By the end of the first year, it will be creating tens of thousands of jobs, sustainable domestic content jobs a month. This is the competitive, it'll make America the most competitive economy in the world. This is the competitive edge that will make America the most competitive economy in the world for the century ahead and beyond. Now, what is the result? This and only this is what will take us, America and Americans, Bernie, Marion, Indiana, your families, your Grant County, your state of Indiana, and all of the states of the United States of America. It'll take us from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion with one slight difference. Instead of it being an 80-20 split of the gross domestic product, when we get an economy, a gross estimate 3 or 4 times what we're presently running at, folks, it ain't going to Wall Street this time. It's going to go to the workers of America, the people who put in the time and went back to school and learned, and their children, their children's children. We're not going to have the rip-off in the name of democracy that we've had, okay? And we're not talking about a redistribution of wealth. We're talking about an absolute level playing field. How is this going to happen? Well, guess what? John F. Kennedy said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." I was a young boy, and I heard those words, and I said, that's right. So I did. And I came up to Jerusalem, and I served the God of the cosmos, and the net result was, thank God, Humanomics, the new East-West convergence model, and its 2 paradigms, one of which is the new economic paradigm. I'm told by Warren Buffett and people, I'm not going to mention any of the names, but very substantial people, that the market cap, if I start a company and go and sell the shares and say we're going to develop this and we're going to sell it, and I'm going to be a billionaire, a trillionaire, wonderful, 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 it's worth between 50 billion and a couple hundred billion. It doesn't matter to me what it's worth. What are we, Sarah and I are going to put it in an irrevocable non-profit trust for the workers of America and seek a mandate from the Congress to fund and develop with the development bonds the new Global Technologic Infrastructure, so that it is vested, its ownership is vested with the workers of America. And this is going to create a different distribution of the resulting wealth as we go from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. Now, this is the game plan. And this is not fantasy. This is based upon world-class international content. First principle science. It's real, it's deliverable, and this is what is President Obama's plan and program. And it's big picture. It certainly is bigger than the Hoover Dam, and it's going to take us to where we have to be. So thank you for listening. Any other questions? There are a number of videos on this video blog that I'm making. There will be thousands in the future. All I can say is that Bernie Smith, I love to listen to you. And I love to hear you say, I'm not going down that Republican road anymore. I thought that was very blessed. I once remember I thought of being a Republican, but it isn't really the Republicans. It isn't one guy's bad and the other's good. Look, we've come to the end of the road of behavioral man. A man-in-man exile has ended, and that brings with it a quantum new reality and a transformation from behavioral man to cognitive man. Okay, that's what Humanomics is all about. That's the framework in which it occurs. Look, I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. Thank you very much for listening, and I bless you, Bernie Smith, and Barak, and Michelle, and the girls, and Marion, Indiana, Grant County, and all of the Hoosiers in Indiana. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem.